Ja, ja, lange ist's her. Oh, ich bin noch nicht auf beiden online, okay. Konnichiwa, lang ist's her. Und wie ich sage, heute geht's weiter mit Fate, Hollow, Ataraxia. Zur Feier des Tages, dass Bazzet der neue Valentin-Servant in FGO ist, dachte ich mir, stream halt mal Hollow Ataraxia weiter. Oh, weil Kellen North nervig ist. Add was the castle parlor. The ceiling is very high, while Tosaka and Sakura's mansions are very impressive. This is a whole new level.
Oh.
Pushing open the heavy door, I can't help but exclaim in awe. It's magnificent. Hallways, rooms, everything here is done with grandeur. It looks like it could have been a George's dinner party here. This is a branch castle used only for the Holy Grail War, and I bet Magi aren't the most social branch. What a waste.
Ah, そうだ。
The moment I see the bright and shining chandelier, I remember Sacred Mansion wanting to have a meal someplace extravagant. This castle would be nice for that.
そうなるとだな。
In that case, first I have to consult the mistress of the castle.
どう相談すればいいんだ？食堂を貸してくれとでも言うのか？
Da hat er recht. The goal is dinner with Sakura. Now then, for some reason, Ilya's nice to Sakura, but will it really be that easy to get her approval?
Ilya, いるか？
シロ？いいわよ、はい。
Worrying about how to brush Sakura into the room.
どうしたの、シロ？
Oh.
迷ってお手洗いがどこにあるのかわからなくなったとか？
一応覚えている。いや、そんな話じゃなくてだな、イリア。
なになに、シロ？
Nani Shiro?
その、なんだ。こんなことを聞くのは失礼なんだと承知しているんだが。
Can I say the point is particularly tactful? Well, getting right down to business is better than lying to her.
いいわよ。シロがあんまり行儀正しくないことはもう知ってるから。
そう言ってもらえると助かる。その、ここってお城じゃないか。
Ja, das ist der Castle.
ええ。それがどうかした？
あ、唐突なんだけど、ここでできれば二人っきりで夕食がしたいなと。さくらとなんだけど。
Sorry, davor muss ich Screenshot machen. Davor muss ich einfach einen Screenshot machen. Please don't mind me anymore. She seems to be saying we're looking like a striker bunny.
さくらとお城でデート。どうしてなの？
デート？あ、そっか、デートか。こういうのってデートだよな。いや、話にすると曖昧なんだけど、それでよければ。
構わないわ。そこに座りなさい、シロ。
Totally outmatched, I accept my defeat and do as I'm told.
さくらとのちょっとした約束、いつか一緒に豪華な場所で着飾ってご飯を食べたいって て。で、考えてみると、ここ以上に豪華な場所はなくてだな。
そう？ここは別邸だから質素なものだけど。
Alright. If this is modest, I wonder where my house would rank.
いや、十分に豪華だ。冬季どころか、日本で一番豪華なお城ではないかと。
I said it without flattery. Indifferent towards my praise, my cancelier starts pondering something.
なるほどね。さくらね。場所はいいけど、着飾るっていうのはどうするの？
ああ、いや、そっちは全然。
As long as the place is set up, it's okay if I just consult with Sakura over what to wear, right?
つまり、思いつきなわけね。
いや、もう本当に申し訳ない。
はあ、その辺は白らしいわね。さくらをおめかしね。
Her arms folded behind her back, she lost a thought.
やっぱりこの二人なら私がちゃんとしてあげなきゃダメよね。
というと？
これがリンとのデートだったら論外だったけど、さくらなら少しは話に乗ってあげてもいいわ。
Amerin!
それにやっぱりさくらは私が応援してあげないといけないし、シローは私がちゃんと面倒を見てあげないと。ね、お兄ちゃん。
What a useless brother I am. Still, there's no one else I can ask. Having stoically endured the worthless older brother branding, I am now expected to ask the splendid little sister for a favor.
それはつまり OK ってことか。
それなら今晩は晩餐会にしましょう。衣装もドレスが何着かあったはずだから、それを貸してあげるわ。
本当か？
Suddenly, everything is looking up. Indeed, why wouldn't they have dresses in a castle, meaning the clothes part is taken care of? Thank you, Ella, I'm so happy. I want to give you a big hug right now. For some reason, Ella seems to be surprising a strange jiggle.
俺、変なことをしたか？
なんだシロ、まだ気がついてないの？
何が？
Ella turns around by surveying me. I have a bad feeling about the smile.
シロ、あなたその格好で我が家の晩餐会に出席するおつもり？
These clothes will be fine for dinner, no? I better check and make sure. Sweatshirt, jeans, sneakers.
まさか俺も着替えないといけないのか？
今さらびっくりしないの？さくらがドレスでシロがその格好だったら意味がないでしょ？
いや、俺はいいからそんなことは。
I thought it was you in the first place. Would it be better if I wore the Homurahara uniform? There's somewhat better as an outfit.
ねえシロ、私が OK したのはシローがさくらを着飾らせたいと思ったように、私もシローで着せ替えしてみたいなって思ったからだよ。
Ida jiggles cheerfully. I feel like she wants to put my consciousness into some strange doll for her to play with. Did I dig my own grave by chance? Ich glaube, das ist der Referenz an Fate, Stay Night, wo Ilya Shiro in einen anderen Körper sperrt, in einem Bad Ending. Mann hat Ilya grausame Bad Ends.
シロ、我が家の晩餐会には宮廷衣装で来いとは言わないけど、それなりのマナーくらいは守ってもらわないと困るの。
お城で晩餐会だからな。だけど俺は。
それにさくらもシローの清掃は見たいでしょうしね。決まったわ。セラ、リズ。
She only has to clap her hands once for the mace to appear. Are the ninjas or something? That's how fast they came.
何かご用でしょうか、お嬢様。
白にタキシードを用意して、黒の蝶ネクタイに白縦襟のシャツ、それに靴も革靴で。それが済んだらさくらのドレスの支度と今晩の晩餐の準備を。
かしこまりました、お嬢様。イリア、ちょっと大変？
そうね。シローは嫌がるかもしれないけど、無理やりにでも着せ替えさせちゃって。
Right in front of my eyes, the preparation proceeded without a hitch. To think I would get stuck wearing a tuxedo. Not only do they have fancy dresses on hand, but even tuxedos for men. That's the expense for you. Wait, this isn't the time to be impressed.
それではまずエミヤ様の方のサイズをお測りしませんと。リーゼリット。分かってる、セラ。
I don't know where in the dress Liz was carrying the measuring tape she just produced. Tape in hand, Sella measures me like I'm an eyesore of an obstacle to
イ
overcome.
リア、本当に俺が？
いい加減に覚悟しなさい。シローだってさくらのドレス姿は見たいんでしょ。等価交換よ、これも。
The law of equivalent exchange. Neu definiert. That was quite a mouse-like statement. For thinking about it, wearing a tuxedo is pretty cheap in
そう
comparison.
だ、さくらにこのことを知らせないと。
心配には及ばないわ。私からさくらに招待状を出すから、シローもそれを受け取ったってことにしておいてね。
Yeah, the invitation is the real deal. A real dinner party would involve doubling these invites in advance, but I could never imagine getting involved in something like
いろい
that.
ろと迷惑をかけてすまないな。
いいのよ。さくらとシローのためだからね。
She's really enjoying planning this. Liz and Sarah seems to be wasting no time preparing the outfit, so I have to prepare for the worst.
エミヤ様、お洋服の準備ができましたのでこちらに。
イリア、見たら笑うぞ、俺の晴れ姿は。
それはどうかしら。楽しみにしてるからね。
はい。
It's sad to wear something you're not used to. I feel like I'm constantly being strangled in this collared shirt and bow tie. I look into the mirror in front of me. Seeing myself in black suit is really uncomfortable. I've never even worn a suit, and this ceremonial outfit is way past that. Besides, there's a problem of Sakura's dress. I haven't even had a peek at it. When I went to Sakura's room, Ilya stopped me and I just said, "Look forward and you'll see her." With that, I'm waiting in the lobby. Sakura finished getting ready. Soon the promised time comes.
似合うじゃない、シロー。
なんだ、イリアか。イリアはドレスじゃないのか。
まだ社交帰り前だもの。これでセミフォーマルなの。それにしてもシローもまんざらじゃないんじゃない？
I don't have a clue. I can't really judge whether or not the sexy looks any good.
よくわからない。こういうのは初めてだからな。
そう？普段のシローらしくないけど、そういうシローも面白いわ。
Ich will den Look endlich sehen.
あとは、そろそろお姫様の登場ね。
Princess, does she mean Sakura? I turned my attention to the grand staircase. The preparations were being made on the upper floor, so I expected to come down the way. I'm holding my breath, waiting but Sakura's not coming. Maybe she lost us if apparently tired of waiting in the calls out.
さくら、どうしたの？先輩がそこにいらっしゃるんですよね。
Only her voice reaches me. I'm glad she's actually here, but I wonder why she won't show herself.
いるわよ。それもタキシードで。そうなんですか。でも私、こんなの似合いません。もしかしてさくら、ここまで来て恥ずかしがってるの？
Look at that. Sakura's embarrassed too. getting invited to a fancy dress-up dinner party out of the blue. I bet you're just as shy as I am, if not more.
これなら先輩は喜んでくれますかねって、さっきはやる気満々だったのに。イリアさん、だって先輩が。
いや、俺も似合わない格好してるから平気だぞ。それにさくらなら大抵の格好はおかしくない。
Certainly not any worse than me in a tuxedo.
先輩、笑わないでもらえますか？
そっちこそ俺を見て笑うなよ。
もうじれったいわね、二人とも。安心なさいさくら、とっておきのイブニングドレスなんだもの。シローが笑ったらきっちりお仕置きしてあげるから。
She whispers to me that the reverse is also true. It can't be helped if I'm laughed at, so I whisper to her to be gentle.
はい。では、先輩。
I hear the rustling of her dress. Sakura appears above the hall. Oh, you introduce us like the picture of a lady standing out of a movie, a dress with a large amount of exposure around the shoulders, pierced ornaments to accentuate her white skin, lips made up with rouge, and above all, the very fact of witnessing Sakura's first dress appearance is blinding. We both look each other and have no words to say. Sakura's just standing still.
ほら、シロー。しっかりさくらをエスコートしなさい。女の子に恥かかせる気。
An elbow pokes me in the back.
ああ、そうする。
Thus prompted, I move forward. Getting my breathing a little, I ascend the stairs. Seeing Sakura like that, what should I say?
ああ、なんだ。さくら、よく似合ってる。
その、先輩の方こそ、初めてです。先輩が清掃されるのは。
そうかな。そうだよな。背広なんて持ってないしな、俺。
Having never cared about it until now, I do feel a tang of regret. It's not just the outfit, but Sakura's even smells different. Take a breath and notice that it's the usual perfumes she's
これ
wearing.
似合わないかな。遠坂とか見たら笑うやな。
そんなことないです。姉さんのことだから、笑おうとしても、ここ一番だから笑えなくて、逆に固まっちゃってると思います。私も今、そんな感じです。先輩を見て、すごく嬉しくなっちゃいました。
Sakura looks down as her cheeks turn red.
なんでさくらが嬉しいんだ？
That is, if someone should be happy, that's gotta be me.
だって、その、先輩が白馬の王子様みたいだなって憧れてたんです。清掃の男の人にこうして迎えに来てもらうのって。
Still anxious, Sakura extends her hand timidly. Her fingers covered in a silk glove touch my arm.
腕よろしいですか、先輩。
もちろん。けど、本当にこうしてると。
She schaut schön aus, als Paar. Sakura's next to me, her arm entwined with mine. We're all in the main hall of the Iceberg Castle with Sakura in a dress. It's just like
日
a
本でこうしてるっていうのは嘘みたいだな。
Nostrovie! There's no way that this is happening in Japan.
そうですね。おとぎ話の中みたいです。子供の頃からいいなって思ってたんですよ。綺麗なお城に舞踏会、素敵だなって。
おとぎ話か。ちゃんとここには魔女もいるからな。
ふふん、 さくらとシロをいじめる悪い魔女はリンで、私は二人を応援してあげるいい魔女ってことね。
Ida speaks with pride, with Sakura one step ahead of me and has cut her down the stairs. The hem of Sakura's dress is quite long and it just brushes up against the floor.
ちょっと心配だったけど、お二人とも似合ってるじゃない。初々しくてなかなかいいわよ。ありがとうございます、イリアさん。
すまない。いろいろと揃えてもらって。
はいはい。それは後でたっぷり聞かせてもらうわ。晩餐の用意ができましたので、どうぞこちらへ。
Playing the hostess role, Ilya bows and leads us on. My arm is linked with Sakura's the entire way. I may be anxious, but I can feel also Sakura's racing heartbeat through my arm. It isn't the time to be flustered. There! Silver already on the table. Ilya's seat as a castle mistress is at the hand of the table. While Sakura and I are facing each other on opposite sides of the middle. If there were more guests lined up there, this would be quite a sight. And then gently serving us a Sella and Liz. The moment I realize marks the beginning of a formal dinner, I'm unable to calm down. Looking at Sakura is just awkward.
先輩、すごく落ち着きませんね。
俺もだ。こういう時に備えてテーブルマナーを仕込んでもらえればよかったなって。
いいのよ。私はグリーンピースをフォークの背に乗せろとか、オレンジをナイフとフォークで剥けとか言わないから。
Ida jiggles by picking up a glass. In our glass as well, Sella and Liz pours out an aperitif. This is really a genuine dinner.
さて、今日は私の晩餐会に来てもらって感謝します。シロにさくら、それにお二人とも私の見立ての服もしっかりにあってよかったわね。恐縮です。今日はあんまりちゃんとしたおもてなしもできないけど、ゆっくりとくつろいでいってね。はい、次はシロの番。
These turns are like a card game. I have to prepare a speech for dinner like this. Is it usually for the guest of honor?
いや。
My head is totally blank. For the time being, I take my glass in my hand, meaninglessly swirling the wine liquid inside.
その、今日はいろいろイリアに無理をお願いして、こんなに立派な席を揃えてもらって、イリアにはちゃんとお返しをしたいし、さくらもその、なんだ、喜んでくれてるか。
This is about all I can think of.
嬉しいです。すごく。ドレスは綺麗ですし、先輩はかっこいいですし、それにお城もお食事も立派で、私にはその泣いちゃダメですね。嬉しくても。こんな席に呼ばれて本当に嬉しいです。私ありがとうさくら。私もこれくらいしか役に立てないけど喜んでくれて嬉しいわ。では乾杯。
乾杯! The dinner begins. One refined dish comes after another, accompanied with flavorful wine. Ilya looks on it in a satisfied way while Sen disrespectfully serves the table. Sakura is shy and reserved. On the verge of tears, she looks to be modestly soaking in plain happiness.
美味しかったですね。さすがイリアさんの家のお料理です。
Following dinner. After we finished this, I ended up escorting Sakura back here.
俺もびっくりした。 リズとセラあんなに料理がうまかったんだなって。
セラさんですかね。それともシェフがいたんでしょうかね。本格フレンチはこっちで教わった方がいいのかな。
Ich verstehe nicht, was das French Cuisine sein soll. Suddenly, this topic switched to cooking. How pathetic. Once in their life, Sakura is dressed up and alone with me in the garden. Yet I can't find anything better for us to talk about.
さくら。
先輩、今日は先輩が私のお願いを叶えてくれたんですよね。
Just as I was about to open my mouth, she says that.
まあな。なんとなく思い出してイリアに協力してもらったんだ。結果は予想以上になってくれたけど。
はい。あの時は何気なく口にしたことだったんですけど、ちゃんと先輩は覚えていてくれたんですね。
That's the talk we had on the way home. One day, walking home with Sakura after eating some sweets, holding onto the secret, I wanted to grant her that little wish.
最初びっくりしちゃいました。イリアさんとメイドさんたちがやってきて、こっちが驚いてる間にドレスが用意されて、今晩は晩餐会に招待するって言われて。
あ、そりゃ驚くよな。あれ、先に言っておけばよかった。
どういうことか最初はさっぱりだったんですけど、先輩が一緒だって分かったから。
A very sudden turn of events. Though we were known for illusiveness, and that would ever have happened.
こっちも大変だったんだぞ。俺まで清掃するとは思わなかったからな。これも、いや、いいか。
During the dinner, I had to restrain myself from loosening the tie. If Sakura is still dressed up, then the wish isn't over yet.
イリアに相談してよかったよ。俺じゃまだまだこの約束は叶えられなかった。
そうですね。私もこんなドレスを着られるなんて夢にも思ってませんでした。
Holding the hem of her dress, Sakura spins around. A cherry blossom dancing in the moonlight garden.
まるでおとぎ話みたいですよね。私がドレスを着てお城の晩餐会にお呼ばれして、先輩が迎えに来てくれて、夜中にこうして庭園でお話ししているなんて。
そうだな。ちょいできすぎだ。
イリアさんが本当にすごい魔女で素敵な魔法をかけてくれたのかもしれません。
That's a good way of putting it. However, the way a fairy tale like this usually goes, everything needs to go back to normal.
魔法だったら終わっちゃいますね。
そうだな。12時になったら魔法が解けて。
それで私は階段にガラスの靴を置き忘れて、先
Oh,
輩がそれを手にして私を探してくれるんです。それでもその時の着飾った私はもう帰ってきません。
それはなんで？
その方が思い出は綺麗な方がいいです。それに私は着飾って先輩と一緒にいるより、ずっといつものままの自分
oh.
でそばにいたいです。
That wish, no matter how small, was the real one. There's no fairy tale princess. How short it with me, it was never anything that could be thrown together so quickly to begin with. Without choosing to our bodies touch, feeling her slender body against mine, I smelled the fragrance of Sakura's hair, our fingers entwined all by themselves.
先輩、先輩の知ってる私のままですよ。
そうだな。さくらはさくらだ。ごめんな。ドレスに目がくらんで、さっきまでバカな勘違いをしてた。
はい。
She raised her voice in agreement. There's no Princess Sakura. She may look like a princess before my eyes, but it's the same Sakura as always. She avoided making the mistake from the very start.
先輩、
いいって何が？
私がずっとそばにいて、それを許してくれますか？
Kommt auf die Route an, Sakura.
そばにいる麻藤さくらって女の子はこんな着飾ったお姫様じゃないんです。地味で内気で不器用で言いたいこともちゃんと言い出せない女の子なんです。それでもいいですか、先輩。
Of course. For as long as it's freshly in our mind, as long as the wish is there, these days will not end.
セイバーさんが綺麗で焼き餅を焼いたり、姉さんやライダーが仲良くしているとちょっと悲しかったりもする。
ああ、いいんじゃないか、それぐらい。人間なんだから考えることはいっぱいある。俺はそういう桜が好きだし、そういう桜でいてほしい。
Aww.
先輩。
With an intoxicating whisper, her eyes become moist.
なんだ。
My chest hurts. If you look at me with those eyes, my face will burn up.
まあそういうわけだから今後ともよろしくってことなんだが、雰囲気のせいか随分と恥ずかしいこと言ってる。おかしくないか俺。
いいえ、決して。はい、先輩らしくてとってもいいと思います。
An energetic response. Well, that's a relief.
あともう一つ良かったことがあるんですけど、それは内緒にしておきますね。きちんと言葉にしてもらえたことは私だけの秘密ですから。
Sakura's bashful. The secret probably has no value to anyone
よ
else.
し、じゃあこれからもお世話になります。
いえいえ、私こそ先輩にお世話になります。今日は本当にありがとうございました。
She bows timidly, always the same no matter what. That's what gives us peace of mind more than anything else.
イリアにも後でちゃんとお礼しないとな。
私と先輩でイリアさんのお家でご馳走しましょう。今度はイリアさんに振り袖を着せるんです。
Aww.
きっと可愛いと思いますよ。
藤姉の家に確かあったな、子供用の振り袖。いいなそれは。今度はイリアをびっくりさせよう。
Beanie regarded as we talk. Our fingers intertwined the whole time. We maintained a gentle connection even as we passed through the door to the lobby.
さて、今日はここに泊まるんだよな。さくらの部屋まで送るけど。
大丈夫です。やっぱりイリアさんの魔法でここで出会ったんですから、ここで別れて明日から私はまたいつもの麻藤さくらに戻ります。
なるほど、確かにそれがいい。明日になれば俺もいつもの俺に戻るからな。おやすみさくら。
おやすみなさい先輩。
We separate with a light bow to each other. The night is dazzling as the dress comes to an end. Carrying this burning feeling to my heart, I head towards my room and to face the coming morning. So as to never forget, I blink several times as if I'm imprinting that image of a beautiful cherry blossom into my eyes. Exit. Restart. Keine neuen E-Mails. Keine neuen Wallpapers. Ich will sagen, ich habe jetzt mal Bock auf Hauptstory. Wir gehen zur Church. Hi, Kotomine Kirei. There are no signs of human presence in the chapel. The priest of Kotomine is deceased. Well, officially, he has gone missing. A replacement cup. But he returned to his country some time ago. The church's door was sealed off. I rest myself on a bench. Left in solitude like this. Many piled up questions begin to surface my mind. There are several things I ought to have think about. The first and foremost among them.
お兄さんが何を忘れているかってことですよね。
So says the blonde boy standing by the altar.
お前。
こんにちは。なんか難しい顔してたから助け舟を出しに来ました。
He walks towards me slowly. It gives me flashbacks of the figure of the former priest who once existed in this chapel. He would pinpoint my words precisely and expose the truth I didn't want to know.
何かを忘れてるか。お前にはわかるのか？
わかります。きっとセイバーさんもさくらさんも不思議に思ってるはずです。どうしてお兄さんは怠けているのかなって。
Slacking off? Sure, I'm not aggressively trying to get the bottom of the situation, but doesn't slacking off have more of a different nuance to it?
怠けてるって何をサボってるって言うんだ。
日課ですよ。お兄さんちっとも魔術を使ってないじゃないですか。この状況になってから一度でも土蔵で鍛錬をしましたか？
Nee, haben wir nicht getan.
それは単に。
I didn't know. How? No. I just didn't have the opportunity to practice. Now that someone has brought it up to me, it warrants only... oh, that's right.
それが重要なんです。修行マニアなお兄さんが機会がないから実践しないなんてこと自体がちょっとおかしい。
そっか。それは確かに。
Just as the boy says, the very idea of Emishi failing to train himself is abnormal. So that was the real cause behind this uneasy feeling. The question is why I had forgot this fundamental habit. If there is an enemy, then was this feeling itself some kind of magic planted by the enemy?
魔術の鍛錬そのものを忘れていた。じゃあもしかして俺は強化を使えなくなっちまったのか？
そんなことはできません。お兄さんは自分の技能を失念していただけ、使っていなかっただけです。人間知っていることは大抵なんとかなるものですが、未知の事柄だけは踏み込めない。知らない。
Excalibur. The gears start turning with a clang. The function that had simply existed, but not been activated, gradually begin to move.
そうだ。魔術回路は失われていない。その気になればいつでも応戦できる。
What I forgot was the way to fight. This is the rough iron that no one else could copy, that no one else knew, possessed only by the magic use of the name of Emiya Shiro.
けど一度も使わずに実践なんて自殺行為ですからね。ちゃんといつもの場所で練習するのを忘れないでください。
I guess that's all he had to say. The boy begins to leave the chapel the same way the former priest would.
助言助かった。けどいいのか？確かあんまり出しゃばるなって言われてるんだろ？
あんまり良くないです。きっと怒られます。怒ると怖いんです。以前は嫌味でこっちを不機嫌にさせるんですけど、今はストレートに無視したりするんですよ。あれ割ときついです。ポルカミゼーリアです。
あ
Pork.
部下、なんだって？
スラングです。育ち悪いんですよね。
Say what? Blondie goes up the stairs with a gloomy expression.
まあ、一つ前進したからいいけど。
The basic thing I forgot. I remembered what the one weapon that Amy Shiro. No, actually I remembered the fact that he has a weapon. As soon as I have a spare moment, I'll have to restart the training. Ah! My heart is beating fast. A clear sense of purpose is thickening the blood through my body.
なるほど。意味もなく土蔵に来てたのは、そういうことだったんだ。
My body continued to plead, even as my mind was unaware. Go there. Take back your former self. Know your weapon. Without it, I can't fight alongside Saber. My body remembered the truth. Sitting in a full lotus position, I focus on my
さ
nerves.
て、あとは俺がうまく使えるかどうか。
How long have I not done this? Seeing as I can't recall even that, I might have promised just activating the circuits. I have no confidence in myself, with the intention of going all the way back to the basics. I'm buried deep in myself. But it sees that all my worries were pointless. Activating my circuits and attempting to reinforce magic succeed without a
なん
hitch.
だ、気づいてしまえばどうってことないじゃないか。
Anticlimactic, but I suppose this is what it usually feels like to get out of slump. Also, personally, this was interesting itself. This was the first time that it felt fun to train and use magic. I can finally go further. I think of the sniper that shouldn't have seen yet. I have finally remembered that my own weapon is. Now I polish the power for as long as the time permits. Reinforcement projection measure available. Now that the weapon is retrieved, what's left is finding the target in the wilderness where cicadas sing. There lies the enemy. It's come to be a late lunch. To calm my stomach's rumbling, I take my lunch and head for the park. The park, on this clear autumn day, seems to be almost crowded as it would be on a weekend. The benches are pretty much taken, looking for a place to sit down. I walk alongside the riverside. From the mouth of the river I can smell the salty fragrance of the autumn breeze. No one is starting to feel cold. But thanks to the deep blue sky and the bright sunshine, even those are forgotten before long. The weather is truly refreshing today. On the other side of the row of soaring, radiant golden ginkgo trees, the voice of children cheering and the sound of a ball being bounced around to reach me. Soccer! A game of soccer, huh? Yep! Did that together with Shinji. It was a snowy day, very unusual back then. Shinji lost one of his shoes. Well, whatever. Having found a nice grassy spot near the playground, I sit down cross-legged. Won't be long before I'll be able to see the outline of my stomach. I got to look like a deflated soccer ball already. Wasting no time, I take out my two-tier container and dig in the wholeheartedly. As soon as my consciousness comes back, I look up, still munching out of the field. 4 versus 4. 8 kids are struggling with the ball. Munching on my saw spoiled Burdock. I keep watching the game. What I thought was a match display is actually looking pretty good. Looks like the attack and defense are well aware of the roles, despite having an unusual number of players. This is just kids playing a game, it's more of a mini-match. Having watched for a while, I noticed the two kids on the inside are clearly different. Their path is quite nice looking. Seems like they're going easy for the rest. On the rest. Must be the logical soccer club members or something. Thinking that I see one angry guy just nervously kicking the ball forward. Falling victim to feints in an amusing way. He keeps pitching forward. Seeing a pitiful but persistent little finger, I suddenly get an urge to help him out, and it wasn't just me who felt that way. From the opposite end of the field, a jeans-clad figure is cheering in his support, in not the usual cheerleading way, but rather expressing her own joy and sorrow, relying as the match progresses. The kids seem to notice it too, feeding off it whenever they hear the voice. Definitely not Japanese. The hair is pretty golden color, a white slender girl-like figure. And I definitely remember seeing the huge lunchbox at their feet before. Wait, now to look at it. And just my shot in jeans? Saber! Yep, no mistake. The blue ribbon, definitely Saber. Actually, now that the weather is nice, she did say that she was going out to sometimes during the day. But the moment I stand up about to wave to Saber, who completely immersed in the game, one of the kids stops the match and turns towards her. The other kid starts giggling as well.
おや、おしまいですか。女かよ。どうでもいいけど。姉ちゃん、うるせえ。
As the kids come closer, Saber looks around herself nervously.
姉ちゃんとは私のことですね。他にいねえし。見てんのらさ、別に構わねえけど、ちょっと黙っててくれよ。
そうだよ。調子狂いまくり。
Some of the kids voiced agreement.
とんだ部長報をいたしました。テレビではいつも大掛かりな応援を目にするものですから、少しでもそれらしくと。得点が入った時など、こう集団で波を作り出し。
Bending the straightened her knees, Saber meets the kids' unimpressed stares.
失礼いたしました。今後は静かに観戦します。
She bows her deeply. Suddenly, a ball drops on her lap.
もしかして俺らに混ざりたいのか、あんた。
And the one who threw it was the same reckless kid from before.
良いのですか。
Taking the ball, her eyes are shining.
やめとけよ、ゲロス。
せえな。
外国人じゃん。
バカ。今時日本人ばっかりのチームなんかねえよ。
そういや、そっか。
サッカーできんの？姉ちゃん、何人？フランス、ドイツ？イングランド、イギリスです。
Oh, the kids all let out.
イギリスってサッカーが国技だろ？日本の相撲みたいにさ。ちげえよ。国技にしてんのはドイツとかブラジル。
イギリスはあれじゃん。ゲートボールと野球の合いの子みたいなやつ。名前忘れたけど。何それ。ゴルフじゃねえの？
ゴルフが国技なのはスコットランド。でも確かサッカーが生まれたのはイギリスだよ。
へえ、お前よく知ってんな。
The boy that called us Saber clicks his tongue.
んだよ。スペインじゃねえのか。はい。
Saber was perplexed.
イギリス人だったらサッカーは得意ですよね。
Says the boy with glasses.
いえ、それが一度もやってみたことがないのです。
冗談。めちゃめちゃかぶりつきで見てたし。つうかさ、女はやらねえってこと？
サッカーをですか？いえ。
Saber's looking at the ball at the hands.
ずっと興味はあったのですが、鍛錬に追われる日々で 挑戦する機会がありませんでした。けれど兵たちが興じている様子はよく見かけたものです。このボールを味方同士で受け渡ししながら、あの敵陣を示すゴールへ届ければよいのでしょ。
そうだけど、なの誰でも
兵とか鍛錬とか。姉ちゃん何者？軍人？
Könnte man so sagen.
まあそのようなものです。
自衛隊の事務員さん？
自衛隊？
なんだよ、期待してみたら初心者かよ。足手まといが増えちまうな、ゲロ。
だからせえよ。
Before long, I see them choose a representative from each team from rock, paper, scissors and decide which team is going to take the foreign player on. Soon Saber goes out onto the field, surrounded by the kids. Wow, that's a relief. Should there be trouble, I was really relieved to force my way through the crowd of children, but I ended up walking out. Continuing where I left off, the chopsticks, and resumed my meal. Mischievously thought crossed my mind, and I slid over to a nearby tree, hiding myself in the shade.
行ったぜ、姉ちゃん。
姉ちゃんではありません。セイバーです。
As she processed the intent gaze, is following the ball, was sent high up in front of her.
トラップ。
罠ですか？
体で止めんだよ。
なるほど。
The alpha game continues for a while. No matter how short she is, she still looks out of place playing along the kids. But Saber herself pays no notice. Her face is shiny bright, even the kids feeling the joy soon stop going easy on her and being the real match. That's when she really becomes a sight worth watching. Right before my eyes, she starts to get used to the handling of the ball by mimicking the kids' movements. In a span of few minutes, her movements change completely. Even as the ball goes outside of the field, she casually brings it back to the game. And even if the opposite team can no longer just kick the ball, cautious. Speaking of which, the soccer club member, like Kid, that I noticed while back, as expected, Saber is chasing him, but he managed to keep her at bay with feints. Suddenly slowing down, he kicks the ball in a direction entirely different from where she's looking. Looking Saber hilariously, but that's not happening a second time. By pretending to go for a long-range kick, he passed the ball to a nearby teammate instead. Seeing through the maneuver, she quickly catches up. Finally, the ball is hers. Unfortunately, her teammates are still behind her. She's alone right in the middle of the enemy field. Until unsure what to do next, she looks back to the response come back as a mix of high-spirited voices.
ガラキ、突っ込め。
See your face suddenly becomes serious. The post went down on attacking too deeply, like how they are short-handed to the defender. Also, the gatekeeper hurries back to the net. Gliding along the grass, she dribbles towards the goal. She's now facing the goalkeeper one-on-one. A strange shot without translation. Deeply intimidated, the keeper covers with fear. Gazing at the top of his head, the ball flies up and hands to the top bar, rebounds and soars high into the sky.
すっげえシュート。
おっかね
As if to silence the disappointment, out comes the shouting boy's cry.
ー。まだだ。押し込め。
もちろんです。
Looking at the ball has already become a black dot in the sky. It's now being pushed back by the headwind. Aiming for a landing spot, Saber dashes back. In the real game, a ball that has crossed the line in the air would be an out, but this place has its own rules. In other words, the ball is still in play.
させねえって。
Starting to the shady lead, the opposing team comes running back and surrounds her, using her torso and knees as a spring. Saber leaps up in the air, easily over a man's high, and grabs the falling ball. Oh god. Her shot floats in the air as she lands in front of the dumbfounded kids. Saber throws the ball behind the pit for the goalkeeper. The net is shaking. A goal. Sort of.
どうです。
Strike at room for pause, she turns into face the kiss only to be met with blank scares. Yep. So. She heard the truck set down messy shirt up into her pants.
見えましたか？ジーンズが少し緩くて。
そうじゃねえって。
見るかよバカ。
俺見えた。
Try to kiss the red in her cheeks, the palm of my hand beats my face.
ふざけんなっての姉ちゃん。手使ったらフットボールじゃん。
だからフットボールなのでは？
Being put on the spot, she's getting nervous. That is not necessarily
ラグビーと間違えてんじゃね？
ラグビー？
She crashed with a blank
皆
face.
さんが口にしているサッカーとは、つまりフットボールのことでしょ？
ダメに決まってんじゃん。
それハンドファールだよ。
おお。ですがテレビではボールを投げる場面も。
腕を使っていいのはキーパーだけ。キーパーはあいつだからって最初に言った。
そう、俺。
Once again, the boy's playing as the goalkeeper raises his hand.
おお、そういう意味だったとは。これは私の失点でした。
Wrestler dropped head back up, several forced arms deep in the thought.
日本のサッカーのルールはシンプルでいながら複雑です。我が国ではとにかくボールをゴールに入れてしまえばよか。
何でもありってこと？
ええ、ボールを蹴るのは距離を稼ぐのに手っ取り早いからです。ゴール直前はいつもボールを脇に抱えて奪い合い、
殴るのも超ファール。退場。
では壁や木でボールを跳ね返したりも。いや、
グラウンドに木なんか生えてねえよ。
野原よりむしろ街中の試合の方が多かったの。
街って？
本当にイギリス人か？
そう言われるとあまり自信が。
Well, yeah, Kings but Seven must have been predecessor to what's known as soccer today, but then it's saber we're talking about. The form might be a little different, but anything that was moving your body around should get used to no time. But that's not what worries me.
つまり足さばきが最も重要なのですね。
The kids exchange team members glances.
ヘディングとかもあるけど、あんた女だし。
女があんなシュート打つか？
では次は本気で蹴ります。
まだ本気じゃねえの？
あれは人にぶつかりそうだったので手加減をしたのです。
The kisses was pushed all over their face. Pushed them out to the circle. They put their heads together and started whispering. As usual, the electric boy's
マ
voice.
ジかよ。絶対やんねえ。あったよ。そう、悪いのはいつも。
There were noises but a lively fellow. Soon they break up and turn face to zero once
じゃあ
again.
姉ちゃんさ、もう一回最初から勝負。
勝負ですね。良いでしょう。受けて立ちます。私も失態続きでは収まりがつきません。皆さんもまだまだ視力を出し尽くしてはいないと感じて。
Here we go. Saber's unique trait and the weakest point of her inability to accept defeat. The kid's face turned pale. Even if she is a beginner, they realize who they're dealing with. As can only be expected of the king of all beasts, no matter if the opponents are a bunch of little kids, asking her to take easy to see is pointless. And thus starts the rock paper scissors game to separate the living from the dead. After a series of shouts, we finish the spot, resigning thoughtfully to the playground. The teams have decided as the two groups separate, Saber confused.
先ほどとは人数が違いますね。向こうは5人、こちらは私を含めて4人ですか？
ハンデですよ。
あんたが2人分だってば姉ちゃん。だから5対5でいいの。
ちげえよ。ゲロスはいてもいなくても同じじゃん。
せえな。
Before starting the match, they pick someone to go buy some drinks and are all giving him the request. As the conversation with Seba continues.
そうは言っても私は初心者な。でもゲロス、あなたが同じチームで。
ゲロスって言うな。
Caught off guard by a remarkably loud scream echoing through the playground, the kids go quiet for a moment. However, the silence doesn't last long. Now she's being replaced by the better by drink brands.
ゴーラ
待てねえ。もう一人来いよ。
Fine. Having procured the drinks, the kids plop down onto the grass in small groups to take a break. Saber is kneeling down next to the boys as he cross-legged. For some reason she looks restless. Looks like she remembered it. Unlike usual, she isn't wearing her skirt. Carefully checking around her, she timidly ties the cross-legged pose. How is that? Her satisfaction expression seems to say, hiding myself deeper with the shade, I feel tiny regret. That's the lie attacked and barely suppressing the laugh that's threatening to burst from. Sam starts talking to the energetic boys beside her.
先ほどのは良くない相性のようですね。気安く呼びかけてしまったことを謝ります。しかしそのままにしておいて良いのですか？
別に怒ってねえよ。
Another boy plots down the stomach beside them.
こいつさ、キーパー得意なんだ。ボール怖がんねえからさ。
素晴らしいではないですか。
俺はシュートがしたいんだよ、フォワードで。
1点も入れたことねえけどな。で、いつだっけ？こんな近くからのシュートを腹で直に受けちゃってさ。
なるほど。だからゴニョゴニョと。
そういうこと。
恥じることはありません。名誉の負傷です。
ゲロじゃ相手からファール取れねえって。
あれ、元の名前なんだっけ？なんか言ってたよね。今日から俺はゲロストンだっけ？
ガリクソンじゃねえか？
ちげえよ。
By stretching the head, his head, the boy says,
スペインのさ、リーガ・エスパニョーラにすっげえシュート打つ選手がいるんだ。トリスタンって。
ああ、それだ。
Alright at the moment, Saber's eyes flip wide open, and her gaze fixates on the boy in front of her.
なんだよ、乗るなよ。
トリスタン。
あ？
あなたはトリスタンですか？
ゲロスでいいってんだろ。恥ずかしいからもうやめろよ。
素晴らしい名前ではないですか。トリスタン、ぜひそう呼ばせてください。
別に本名じゃねえし、俺がこんなサッカー弱いままじゃトリスタンだって迷惑だろ。
He says, pointing to Prodigy Saber.
そんなことはない。あなたのような少年の憧れになることはいつの時代でも戦いに赴く者の何よりの励みとなるでしょう。
Confused, Trista's cheeks start burning red.
1点くらいなんですか？あなたならすぐに入れられます。頑張りましょう。我々4人みんなで。
Taking the initiative, Saber stands up straight.
何しろ最終的には77対88というような得点になるわけですから、選手1人が1点入れる機会くらいは。
姉ちゃん、それバスケね。
スリーポイントシュートとかもないから。
変な外国人。
The game begins. Just prayer, Saber keeps insisting Trista should come out of front,
勝
but
つつもりならあんたが前に出なきゃダメだ。キーパーは絶対俺がやる。
he absolutely wouldn't budge. Saber says outnumbered. Goalkeeper side, the teams are 3 on 4. With this few players, the difference of even one may end up affecting the match far more than expected. Once the ball is theirs, the basic strategy is to attack by passing in between Saber and other players. However, that leaves the one defender to back up the two of them, just one. Not exactly reliable. On the other hand, the opposing teams instead of having one defender can use the remaining player's midfielder for both offense and defense in much more soccer-like manner. Looks like he didn't mention anything about an offside rule in the case for Saber with her speed. It would be advantageous to press deep with the enemy's side, I would guess. However, the passes get cut off, the attack soon crumbles and the entire team is forced to defend. Saber's team is clinging to his field and can't make a move. A cry comes toward them to goal. The keeper himself cannot advance in front. Instead of shouting at the top of his lungs, the boy points out the best spot to attack. Now, that's gracefully stopping the ball that was charged clear by the team. She's advancing her forward. The dribbling picture perfect. A world of difference between before. With this, neath her allies, no enemies will catch her. That's right, opposed by the numerous enemies, Saber is literally playing two roles. The opposing team's defender stands in her path, slowing down. It looks like she's about to pass the ball to her teammate on the other side. Suddenly, turning her body around, she does a forward yet again. A feint. Having artfully handled the opponent, she leaves him behind. Well done. Now only the goalkeeper remains. Her teammate cheers excitedly, never stopping her feet for a moment. 7 knots, even the goalkeeper already has the vision of her last shot flashing before him. Seeing the image of roaring lion approaching from the front, he knows he's already dead. At even greater distance this time, he finally assumes the shooting position is with confidence, or maybe just comparison for the keeper, giving him time to run away. A flash of a foot, like a bow releasing an arrow. A gunshot like sound reverbs through the field. My cheek shivers, faint received the electric shock. Covering the ears, the kiss are petrified. Did she break the sound barrier? She did say she'd be serious, and get serious she definitely did. Yeah, it's Saber after all. This is the end. Feeling the worst that took over the goal. What's left of Kid gashes, mist of red particles. Well, it's not quite. Humbled by the goalpost, the poor kid finally dares to crack up his eyelids. There's no ball beneath his gaping hole. All that's there's a soft breeze swaying in the net.
キーパー死んでねえよ。
じゃあボールは？
The architect turns towards Saber with a shamed face. She points towards the sky. A mix of angry cries, screams, and shouts of joy pierce the earth of sky. Like a boomerang, or maybe some kind of UFO, the pitiful remains of the ball, split into a big Mitsubishi shape, comes flying back.
ああ、三枝のボールはありやがった。姉ちゃんに殺される。
Oh.
俺知らねえぞ。怒られるのコータ兄ちゃんだけだからな。
どうすんだよ試合。
おお、もう一回やってみてプリーズ。
だからボールがねえんだって。
Saber hangs her head in shame. In the meantime, the remains of the boy finally land on the nearby thicket. Having received the full force of the impact, the synthetic leather has split magnificently straight and lime burn marks evident of the surface. The latest victim of witness Saber's deadly attacks. I hesitate for a while. Shall I watch the match till the end, or shall I leave before they notice me? I want to keep watching, but I should interfere with the development. I should have to leave. There's one thing I can do. Trace. On. Warning over the fallen combat. Only Tristan managed to not fall into despair.
だよ、たかがボールじゃん。
でも三枝兄には当分小遣いなしだ。
それは諦めろ。
私が弁償を。
無理。うちの姉ちゃんが人様からお金もらうわけないよ。
遺憾に存じます。
だったらゲロス持ってこいよ。家近いだろ。
俺のボールは川に放流した。
ああ、前の PK 戦の時のゲロスのか。 PK であんな飛距離稼いだシュート初めて見たよな。
せえな、いつか大きくなって戻ってくんだよ。
面目次第もございません。
And then suddenly Zuckerberg comes back, bouncing up higher. It hits the grass. It's down several hands. The scar marks are still there. Yes, it's definitely holds air.
何？どっから飛んできた？
I'm still watching, but now from the thicket behind them, laying on the ground, the kids huddle around Saber, gawking at their hands.
治ってる。怖え。サプライズ。姉ちゃんマジシャン？
いえ、魔術は不得意です。
ほら戻ってきたじゃん。なあ、
生きてんのかよ。っていうか復活？
これはそうですね。きっと魔法です。
Saber's holding on the precious ball tightly.
さて、
Now that the secret is out, it's time to retreat. Saber used to shove playing soccer with the kids would be spoiled by seeing me
試
here.
合の結果はまた次の機会に教え。
Sneaking around, I quietly leave the playground. Right then, where should I go for the afternoon? Schöne Szene. Ah, im Tempel ist was. Aber da ich schon ein wenig zu K.O. bin, wird es viele lesen, mich durch mal anschauen, ob wir ein neues Immer haben. Leider nein. Und ich will kurz nachschauen, was er vielleicht lässt. Dann mal Adios und Pfiat.